Essena told us via Skype from her native Australia that she never intended to create a big fuss.
What I'm saying isn't revolutionary, but I just think it's a discussion worth having with how much value we put into just putting photos of ourselves online. And I think, you know, as I said, I spent 5 years wishing to be this perfect person online, and I spent 3 years every day working really hard at it. And I think if people understood just the amount of effort and time that goes into perfecting your life like that and being that consistent, then I think that wouldn't be so aspirational. I think the reality is quite sad.
She started dabbling in social media as a tween in middle school.
I actually used MySpace for 6 months when I was 12, and then I think I was 14. It was when Instagram came out, and I used it then. It was just like a selfie that I put up, and I remember so clearly like hoping it would get some likes, you know, as I think we all do. I think when we put something out about ourselves, it's normal to want to feel valued.
She posted more, got more followers, polishing her Instagram game, posing hundreds of times for photos like this one. Her images so alluring, she says she started getting paid to post, something she realized many of her followers didn't know.
Like, what, paid Instagram posts? And then I was like, what? People don't know this?
She says it's one of the reasons for the change of heart. Another?
I guess it was talking to my sister, she's 14, and hearing about, like we were talking about, I said to her this thing where I was like, when I was your age, you know, I looked at models and I remember actually measuring my stomach and looking in the mirror thinking, am I like them? Why aren't I like them? And she burst out in tears and said, I do that. And it was just like far out, you know, I don't want likes, I don't want followers, not views. You know what I mean? That was just kind of my own personal want.
More and more, teens are spending vast amounts of time consuming media, up to 9 hours a day, according to a recent report.
No one says, oh my gosh, I had the best night on YouTube last night. It was amazing. Oh, that night on Instagram, 8 hours, oh, best time of my life. Like, we don't say that because nothing takes over real human connections.
Essena says for her, a picture-perfect life is not one lived on Instagram.
And that's a personal decision I've made. And I think not everyone has to do it. That's not what I'm saying, you know?
She says she's now focusing on her life offline and wants her followers to do the same.
I just think give yourself a break and see what happens. Experiment. Talk about it to people in your real life. Don't just sit on a phone reading articles and then replying. Talk about it to people around you. Talk about it to yourself.
She's achieved her intended goal of dropping out of the fray so effectively that since this interview last night, we can't even get a hold of her.
I left the YouTube videos up and the Instagram re-edited captions in hopes to just, you know, show the reality of, you know, social media, perfect life isn't always what it seems. I had no idea it'd blow up like this, but I'm kind of already over the headlines, to be honest. Like, Instagram famous, quit social media, social media is blaming her for her problems. It's like, okay, there are so many more topics that are worth headlines than that. This is my kind of point. I changed something about myself and my life that I didn't agree with. I don't agree with being, you know, I guess deceitful on Instagram. I think if you're getting paid for something, say it, especially on YouTube. I think a lot of people make a lot of money and it should be known. Nothing's wrong with that. Let's just be transparent. For me, I didn't get joy from modeling. I feel my happiness when I'm writing, when I'm publicly speaking, talking about topics that matter to me. And then I guess, you know, I left social media up to make a bang. It did just that, and I cannot wait to delete it. I am just like, I just deleted my YouTube account, like permanently deleted. I just feel so good. Now I have a website that I can devote to actually stuff I care about. Like, yes, it is social media, you know, taking over your life in terms of like, you feel like you need to be this perfect person or you need to change something about yourself. But I think it's a bigger picture. I mean, social approval is such an important issue, but can we please raise this conversation to actual things that are going on? There are so many individuals that deserve headlines more than me. There are so many people out there that are doing incredible things, changing up themselves and their lives. And I want to devote this media attention and all the support that I've received to find those game changers, talk to those game changers, and actually start a conversation and generation that's like, let's talk about things. Let's question motives behind how things work. Let's think about logistics of our lives. Let's sit to ourselves and think, do I feel good about this? No. let's change it. Do I feel great about this? Awesome. It's about tapping into yourself, and social media was not the root of my problems. Modeling wasn't my problem. Nothing was wrong with my life. It was my own pressure and self-absorbedness that I stopped myself from talking about things I care about. You know, it wasn't anything revolutionary. I am not saying anything that no one else has said. I think, yeah, my case might have been extreme and might have related to you. I don't know. I have let go of trying to please people. That's what trapped me in the first place. I want to start a conversation about anyone questioning their life and their reality and being like, I want to be a game changer. I want to do stuff that matters to me. All right, I'm going to delete my Instagram and I want to start this movement, and I'm so thankful for all the support. But come on, guys, let's talk about something more than 19-year-old Insta-famous girl. Let's talk about other game changers, about the actual questioning of transparency online, of edited, of phone addiction, of screen addiction, of, it could be anything, dieting. We are more than bikini body pictures. There is more stuff to you than how you look. That's all I wanted to do, and I'm glad it's gone viral, because you're so much more than a hot Insta pic. I am, and so are you, and so is everyone, and this is not new knowledge. This is just like, let's talk about it. Why are our generation so obsessed with this celebrity culture and this idea of perfectionism? We have so much more to us than just talking about that crap. We do. Come on. Let's talk about stuff that we love, we want to change, and we're passionate about. Feeling good. I'm not having a mental breakdown. This is the type of conversations I want. I want people to talk about it. I want people to be like, why do I spend 3 hours a day on social media? Why do I spend all my nights watching YouTubers and I don't even live my own real life? That conversation is all I wanted, and I'm so happy it happened. But let's continue it onto more substantial means. There are so many other people doing so many far better things that should be talked about, and I want to use this platform, Let's Be Game Changers. It's received a lot of attention, and I want to use that to shed light on other individuals that are doing tremendous things for this planet. And I'm incredibly grateful I had that opportunity. Thank you for supporting me. Let's move forward.